Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you a Central League matchup featuring the Yomiuri Giants and the Hiroshima Carp. This is a battle of the top two teams in the Central League. As the Giants have won the first two games of this series, the Carp are looking to salvage one and to get back to within a couple of games of the Giants as they are holding down the first place spot. A little different for us, as normally we like to watch the Pacific League and give you our calls there, but tonight it is Giants and Carp. So first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineup for the visitors from Yomiuri, and it is going to be number 50, Louis Okoye, leading off and playing in center field. Batting second and playing third base is number 6, Hayato Sakamoto. Hitting third and playing second base, wearing number 2, is Naoki Yoshikawa. Hitting third in the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 25, Kazu Komodo. Hitting in the 5 spot in left field is number 39, Coco Montez. Batting sixth and doing the catching is number 24, Takumi Oshiro. Hitting seventh and in right field is number 51, Shogo Asano. Batting eighth at shortstop and wearing number 5 is Mikado Katawaki. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 20, Shoshi Togo. And they are going to be facing the left-hander from the Carp. It'll be Hiroki Takota taking to the hill. He's worked 150 innings. He's allowed 142 hits, 33 runs, 31 of which have been earned. He's walked 42 and struck out 82, and he's got himself an ERA of 1.86. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Tokyo, the Yomiuri Giants. Now the starting lineup for the home team, the Hiroshima Carp. Leading off in center field, wearing number 9, is Shogo Akiyama. Batting second at shortstop is number 61, Masaya Yano. Hitting third and right field is number 37, Takeyoshi Noma. The cleanup spot and playing third base is number 51, Kaido Kazono. Batting fifth and doing the catching is number 31, Shogo Sakakura. Hitting sixth at first base tonight, wearing number 7, is Shota Dobayashi. Batting seventh in left field is number 52, Shota Sakane. Batting eighth at second base, wearing number 33, is Ryusuke Kikuchi. And batting ninth and doing the pitching, wearing number 28, is Hiroki Takota. And they'll be facing Shoshi Togo, who takes to the hill with a 10-7 record. Togo has worked 159 innings, 111 hits he's allowed, 38 runs, all of which have been earned, 36 walks, 139 strikeouts, and he's got himself a 2.15 ERA. Well, the managers are out exchanging the lineup cards. The umpires are there, but we'll be back in just a few minutes as we're about 4 minutes away to the first pitch of this one. It is Giants Carp when we return after these musical timeout. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. We're a couple minutes away to the first pitch, and the Giants and the Carp ready to go at it here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back to everybody. We're often excited to be able to see the teams that we don't always look at. And in the game in the Southwest, it's very interesting that there is still daylight in Hiroshima at this point here. You watch some of the games that are up in the Northeast, and in Japan, all the time is the same. There is no time zones. There are no different sections of the country that are on different times. But the daylight is still in play here in Hiroshima as it is 6 o'clock local time, and the fans are out. So the sunset will be looming in a bit, but certainly the daylight is in process. They've just completed the first pitch as Hiroki, or the official first pitch or the pregame. Now Hiroki Takota is ready to begin his warm-up tosses. Just taking a look, it is a light schedule around the NPB tonight. The Swallows are playing at the Vantland Dome against the Chinichi Dragons as they are on the road. It'll be Sai Sneed taking on Udai Ono. Sneed 2-8 on the season. Ono is 2-6. The other game in the Central League, the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars are playing away to the Hanshin Tigers. Anthony Kay taking to the hill for Yokohama. He's 5-6. Kitaro Otake takes to the hill for the Tigers. He's 9-7. That game also goes off at this time. And there's only one game tonight in the Pacific League, and usually that is something that we like to watch in. And the Pacific League, it is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles away at the Balluna Dome playing the Saitama Cebu Lions. The Eagles send Masaru Fuji to the hill. He's 8-5, while the Lions counter with Haruki Sugiyama. He has no record on the season. And so last night's ball games, obviously we're getting into the stretch drive. And for the race in the Central League, it is a much more entertaining race. 4 teams that are battling it out for the playoff spots. Right now, the Giants are in first place. They have a 3-game lead on the Carp. And then it is a 3.5-game lead over the Tigers, and 5.5 back are the Bay Stars. Bay Stars are right now on the outside looking in. And that is where we are as we begin play here tonight. Well, the pitcher Dakota has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway. As the first pitch of the ball game on the way to Okoye is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving over and camping out underneath it is the left fielder, and that is Sekene, who's going to put that one away for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 away here as the Giants are batting first here in the top half of inning number 1. Defensively tonight for the Carp from left to right field, Sekene is in left, Shogo Akiyama in center, the right fielder is Noma. Around the horn from first to third, it is Dobayashi at first. The second baseman's Kikuchi. Yano is at short, and the third baseman is Kazono. As the first pitch is a breaking ball taken by Hayero Sakamoto, and the count is quickly 0-1. And there a fastball misses upstairs, and the count is even. And of course, the battery is of Takota and Sakakura. Takota rocking into the windup, he kicks and delivers. Slow breaking ball misses down and away. Count now goes to 2-1. Koda wastes no time. He gets the ball and he goes right back to work, does the lefty. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and fouled right into the shins of Sakamoto, and the count is 2-2. Sakamoto on the season hitting .240. He's got 6 homers and 27 RBIs. He predominantly plays third base now for the Giants, the longtime shortstop. Has lost more than a step or two. As there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now runs full to Hayero Sakamoto. Dakota nods in agreement with his catcher Sakakura, and he's ready to go again. As he rocks himself into the windup, he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called third strike. I don't know. I think that Sakamoto wasn't impressed with the call. He thought that was going to be ball 4. But he's in the books for out number 2, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa. As we get a look at the replay on that one there, a bit of a borderline pitch, but looks like Dakota's getting some home cooking early on here tonight. So that brings Yoshikawa to the plate. He's hitting .280, 3 homers and 36 runs batted in, and he takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Left-hander versus the left-hander. Dakota rocks into the windup and delivers. There's another breaking ball, but that misses way upstairs, and the count's 1-1. Giants in their road grays tonight with the black trim. Carp in their home whites with the red trim and red piping. As there's another slower breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's 1-2 to Yoshikawa. So 1 ball it in, 2 strikes it is to the Giants' second baseman as Dakota rocks and delivers. Fastball that just misses down and in. Boy, that pitch looked a whole lot better than the one that they banged out Sakamoto on. The count now goes to 2-2. So now Dakota rocking into the windup and delivering. There's a breaking ball swung on. That's fouled away behind the third base side of home plate. The count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Dakota gets the sign again from Sakakura, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count now runs full to Yoshikawa. We will keep you updated on all the events around the NPB tonight. As we said, pretty much the only other game that we're really interested in watching is what's going on between the Bay Stars and the Tigers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted into left field. Sakene's been busy in the first inning, and he's going to make the grab, and that will retire Yoshikawa here for the third out of the inning. The Giants go in order in their half of the first. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through a half inning. Your score is the Giants, nothing, and the Carp coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the first inning when we return after this. Thanks a lot for stopping in with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming to bat here for the Carp in the bottom half of inning number 1. That means it'll be Shogo Akiyama, Masaya Yano, the right fielder Takeyoshi Noma to get things going here. The Giants went in order in the top of their inning, 1, 2, 3, as Akiyama will see if he can change the tide here for the Carp. As Dakota pitched really well. Interesting there, you got a picture of Dakota or video of Dakota in the dugout. And he's got a fan blowing on him, and he's got this ice pack that goes on top of his neck. Interesting that that's an area where they talk about some points to be able to try to keep you cool. Our friend Ken is in here. God is great. Welcome in. It is Giants and Carp. One thing I was saying earlier, and our friend Ken, who's in the stream here tonight, we were talking about the other thing was in the Northeast, it is probably dark, whereas in Hiroshima, it is still quite light. And the first pitch fastball delivered to Akiyama swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Japan is all on one time zone, but Hiroshima is more to the southwest, and they still have some clear skies. Our friend Ken is also pumping the fist for the Giants here tonight, as Akiyama waits on the 0-1 offering. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, moving over toward the foul line, and he's had to come a long way, has been the right fielder Asano, and he's going to be there to make the catch. And so 1 up and 1 away here for the Carp, and that will bring up the shortstop Masaya Yano. And as our friend Ken points out, he says, yeah, it is dark in the Northeast. It is a rare one for us here. Normally, we don't call the Central League games so much. I think we've only done a couple throughout the year, more in the interleague player exhibition season. But as we pointed out last night, getting an opportunity to watch this game here tonight because the Pacific League matchup was not worth watching. First pitch fastball misses down and in to Yano, and the count is 1-0. Yano hitting .237, a couple of homers and 31 RBIs, swings at a fastball and lines that down the right field line. Foul, and the count goes even at 1-1. Defensively tonight for the Giants from left to right field, it is Montez in left, Okoye in center, and Asano in right. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Around the horn from first to third, Okamoto is at first, Yoshikawa at second. Shortstop is Kadawaki with the third baseman Sakamoto. The battery of Togo and Oshiro. Fastball swung on and fouled away down the right field line, and the count goes to 2-2. Our friend Ken says he's got 50,000 yen on the Giants here tonight. Or is that on the overall season? Yes, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, and this is hit foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Yano. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Togo rocking into the windup quickly, but the home plate umpire has jumped out and signals that it was the catcher who had asked for time. So here comes the 2-2 offering as Yano delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, and it's hooked through the 4-hole into right field for a base hit. So Yano's got himself a 1-out single. Our friend Ken says, tonight's game, double or nothing. Well, there you go, Ken. Well, hopefully it'll work for you. In other words, you're looking for the sweep. I always get nervous in situations when you get 2 out of 3 on a getaway day, especially because they have a couple of regulars that are not in the lineup. Yoshihiro Maru getting the night off today. So that brings up Takeyoshi Noma to the plate. Noma hitting .275 with a homer and 25 runs batted in. Togo checks the runner over at first as he works himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night as we do the Hawks and the Buffaloes. We'll swing back to the Pacific League as the pitch ready to come here from Togo. He kicks and fires. That is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Noma. So we expect that we will be doing the game tomorrow, but our Friday game, which is the Saturday game in Japan, is up in the air. If we do something, it'll be a 10 o'clock start, but we're not sure how that's going to go yet, if we're going to be back in time to be able to do it. That'll be pending. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 2-1 on Noma. We would like to get back to do that. That would be a Friday night North American time. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Noma. Runner at first, Yano, 1 gone here, bottom of the first inning. Carp had the only base runner of the game so far as Togo gets the sign from Oshiro, now delivers. Fastball swung on and hit foul into the seats down the left field line. The count now goes to 2-2. I have to tell you, of all the parks in Japan that I've been to, I really enjoy the park in Hiroshima. That's a cool looking place to see a game. When I was there last year, I sat in the upper deck down the right field line, and you got a beautiful view of the mountains, of the Shinkansen. A nice, very picturesque view of the park as Togo throws over to first, and diving back in time is Yano. And the other part is just the support that the Carp fans have. It's a sea of red. And certainly when I saw the Dragons last year up in the upper left corner, there was very little blue to be found, as there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Noma. You can see that the sun is starting to go down a little bit here because now the lights are starting to take greater effect on the helmets of the players. As we mentioned yesterday, in the Northeast, the sun is setting earlier, as in the Southwest is a later sunset. Here comes the pitch. Togo kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down and in. It's going to run the count full now to Noma. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the right fielder of the Carp. So keep our eyes on the base runner here, Yano. Sometimes you'll see managers, they like to put the runner in motion to stay out of the double play. Could be a strike him out, throw him out situation as well. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Noma. Togo holds set, now delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle. The runner was on the move, and it's going to be fielded by the second baseman, Yoshikawa, who throws to first. That's going to be the only play, and that's exactly what you want to look for with less than 2 out and a full count. So that is going to retire Noma on a ground out 4-3. Advancing to scoring position will be Yano, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. And for Kazono, well, on the season, he's hitting .286. He's got a couple of homers and 49 runs driven in. There's not a whole lot of pop in the lineup, and when there is pop, it comes more down from the middle on down for the Carp. As the right-hander Togo gets himself set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Asano coming in, and he makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the inning. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. There was one runner left aboard. We are through one complete. Your score is the Giants nothing and the Carp nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the second when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll see you on the flip side here in just a few. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to get to know him as he's going to be around tonight on the channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Giants here in inning number 2. That means it's going to be Kazuma Okamoto, Coco Montez, and the catcher Takumi Oshiro to face the lefty Hiroki Takota, who begins his second inning of work. Okamoto is a big man. He reminds me, when I see him, it kind of reminds me of has a similar build to what Jim Tomei used to have. Maybe not as thick in the upper body, but certainly in the lower half. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So Okamoto hitting on the season .264. He's got 22 homers and 69 runs driven in as he swings through a fastball and fouls that away at the feet of the catcher Sakakura. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 strike. Dakota gets his sign. He rocks himself into the windup and delivers. That's a fastball that just misses down and away, and the count goes now to 2-1 to Okamoto. So 2 strike. Again, Dakota working very quickly. Delivers a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-1. Wastes very little time. Gets the ball, gets the signal, and he goes right back to work. Dakota kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's slicing toward the foul line. Racing over and making the catch is the right fielder Noma. That is going to put Okamoto away for the first out of inning number 2. And bring up the left fielder Coco Montez. Well, for Coco Montez, his introduction to baseball in the NPB has been a good one. He is hitting .327. He's got a homer and 14 RBIs. Got a chance to see him with my own eyes in the game against the Swallows last month, and a lot of spring in his step when he goes to run. He really has a lot of hop in his game. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count is 1-0. He was on a hot streak, and that's exactly what they look for. When you come over to the NPB, you got to start producing right away. Fastball swung on and fouled away. It reaches the seats on the first base line, and the count is 1-1. But that goes for North America or even in the Latin winter leagues. If you're not producing, you're out of there because they've got other guys that can, you got to be better than what you have. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. So 1 strikes to Montez. Lefty Dakota rocking into the windup and delivering. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. And Montez is in the books for out number 2. That's the second strikeout tonight recorded by Dakota. So 2 Giants up and 2 Giants down, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. Pitch there was up in the zone, and Montez just swung right through it. It looked like he was late. So maybe the timing for Montez is not where it was when he first got to the NPB. Here's the first pitch now to Oshiro, and it's a fastball that misses down and away. A ball and no strikes. Dakota ready to go again. He rocks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. Fielded neatly by Yano. He throws to first. That's going to be a ground out 6-3. So 3 up and 3 down again here for the Giants in their half of the inning. And Dakota is doing his job. Well, we had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1.5. Your score is the Giants nothing, the Carp nothing. Stick around. We'll be back with the next bottom half of the second inning when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat here for the Carp in inning number 2. That means Shogo Sakakura, Shota Dobayashi, and Shota Sekene. So that will be 5, 6, and 7 to come to bat. As we said, the nightfall is starting to take effect. Lights are really in full effect. Beautiful skies. Had a nice sunset here in Hiroshima between the Carp and the Giants. So, Shogo Sakakura, the catcher, coming to bat here, hitting .268. He's got 10 homers and 36 RBIs. He has the most home runs that are in the lineup here tonight. We're talking about just not a ton of power. Well, you've got Sakakura with 10, Sekene with 9, and Kikuchi with 8. And those are your leaders in the lineup here tonight. As the first pitch breaking ball misses down and in for ball 1. Right-hander Togo works into the motion and he delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count now is even at 1-1. Togo ready to go again. Only 16 pitches in inning number 1 for the Giants right-hander. There's a breaking ball swung on, tapped softly over to second. Fielding it awkwardly and almost falling down to the ground was the second baseman, Yoshikawa. He lost his footing. And that looks like it's going to go down as an infield single as he bounced the ball to Okamoto at first base. So Sakakura getting himself a base hit here. Just lost his footing as he fell backward. And it is a single here. Our friend Spaceman in the house, he says it's Carp season. Yeah, it is. And that is what we're doing here tonight. So glad you can make it in. That's our friend Troll in the background, or Spaceman as he now goes by. Appreciate you for dropping in. So Sakakura, the runner at first, and Dobayashi now at the plate. And the first pitch is a split finger pitch. It misses down for ball. Counts 1-0. They often refer to Dobayashi as the Prince of Hiroshima. And Spaceman says he appreciates the late nighters. Yeah, we'll be back on again tomorrow, and we're going to try to stay with it pretty much to the end of the month. With the exception of this Friday, we may not be able to get one in, and that's the early game. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Dobayashi. So 2 balls and no strikes. I have to say, I like these Carp jerseys better than the red jerseys. The red jerseys are very, very difficult. Whoever designed them and why they continue to wear them, I don't know. The red with the number red on the jersey as well. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 2-1. Very difficult to see. So I am grateful tonight that the Carp are wearing their traditional home whites. I'd be more than happy for them to wear those old kind of powder blues that they had years ago. Those are kind of a neat uniform. Classic. There's a fastball that misses outside to Dobiashi, and the count now goes to 3-1. I mean, my eyesight's not getting any better. It's progressively, I'm sure, as we all will find out, getting on the decline, but red on red, very difficult to pick out the number. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. It is a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 3-2 on Dobiashi. I have to say, Dobiashi is definitely not having the season that he has had, or seasons he's had in the past. He did cross the 1,000-game plateau earlier last month, but he is a little bit getting on in his age. There's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. One of the kind of cool things about Dobiashi, he married a television presenter or personality who is quite popular in Japan. I don't know her name. I can't remember her name. Of course, Dobiashi and is quite popular player with the Carp. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and in, and that's going to be ball 4. So now the Carp have something brewing here in inning number 2 as Sakakura goes to second and Dobiashi is at first. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Shota Sekene. And for Sekene on the season, he's batting .260. He's got 9 homers and 33 runs batted in. So I guess, Joel, what are you doing up so late tonight in the middle of the week? That would be the question for you. I don't know if you're working tonight or if you're just up enjoying the Carp. So Sakakura at second, Dobiashi at first. Sekene coming to the plate here. The infield is in double play depth. Oh, Spaceman says, yeah, it's Vegas, baby. Yeah, you're right. You never sleep in Vegas. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. Good stop by the catcher, Oshiro. He was able to block that one, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to Sekene. Spaceman says, full-time betting. Yeah, around the clock. You sleep with one eye open when you're in Vegas. That is for sure. So Togo getting his sign from Oshiro. Now he nods in agreement. Here comes the 1-0 offering. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Togo. He took something off that one to get Sekene out in front. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Again, Togo working efficiently here as he gets the sign from Oshiro. Ready to go to work. He checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. And another good block in the dirt by the catcher Oshiro, and the count now goes to 2-1 as that last pitch was a split finger pitch missing down in the dirt. Our friend Spaceman says feeds his clothes and toy addiction. Now there you go. Just need to get yourself a Hiroshima Carp shirt or hat. So here comes the offering from Togo. He delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, running the count even to 2-2. This is not a plug, but it is something for those who are interested. There is a company in Seattle, Washington called Ebbets Field Flannels. And a buddy of mine kind of likes the Carp, so I picked him up a shirt a couple of years ago, but it was of the old logo where the Carp is actually spitting out baseballs. It's kind of a cool look. There's a ground ball to short, fielded by the shortstop. Katawaki goes to second for 1, back to first. It's going to be a double play. That's of the 6-4-3 variety. It's going to advance Sakakura over to third, but that is 2 gone here as Dobiashi was retired at second for the first out, and at the back end, Sekene for the second. So that brings Sakakura over to third. It'll bring the second baseman, Ryosuke Kikuchi, to the plate. Our friend Spaceman says eBay hunting on one coincidentally. Yeah, but if you, as I say, go to Ebbetsfield Flannels. Now, I don't know what they do in particular. I know I picked up some shirts a number of years ago. They do stuff like the Montreal Royals. They do things like the some of the Negro League teams, some of the minor league teams, and old logos. And they have a deal where if you, or they used to have a deal. I shouldn't say they do because I haven't bought it in a while. If you buy 5 T-shirts, then what would happen is you would get an opportunity to get a discount on it. So it's like 5 for $100 or something along those lines. Well, they've intentionally watched Kikuchi here, and so it's going to put the force situation on. It's going to put runners on the corners, as that brings up the pitcher Hiroki Takota to the plate, and you can see why. Takota batting 146 on the year, no homers and 1 RBI. So Togo ready to deliver, and the first pitch is a split finger pitch that's waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. Spaceman says Evansfield. No, Ebbetsfield, like the old ballpark that used to be where the New York Giants used to play. So Ebbets, E-B-B-E-T-S, I believe, or maybe there's 2 T's. Field Flannels. So here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's another split finger pitch, but this one misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. Yeah, they're in Seattle, Washington, and their location has been changed a little. As he's batting here with 2 gone and runners on the corners in the second inning. Togo trying to get himself out of the jam. As he leans in, gets the sign from his catcher, and now he works to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded, just foul past the bag at third base, and that'll keep the count at 1-2. It was almost a self-defense swing. Our friend Spaceman says mic sound. I'm not sure if that's you or if that's me. I'm moving around a little bit on the back end here. But that could be the Spaceman on our end. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Takota. The top of the order, Shogo Akiyama looming on deck. As the right-hander Togo trying to get himself out of this jam. And here comes the pitch. It is another split finger pitch. It misses down. A good job there by Takota to hold his ground. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hiroki Takota. Little surprised here tonight. Lots of empty seats as they pan the crowd at the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium. I thought that this would have been a game that would have been for sure. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lined right back to the glove of the pitcher Togo, and that is going to do it as Takota hit the ball on the screws, but right back to the pitcher for out number 3. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There was the hit by Sakakura. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 3rd inning, it is the Giants no score and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Drops Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the third inning, and coming to bat for the Giants will be the bottom third of the batting order. It'll be Asano, Katawaki, and Togo, as they will be coming to face Hiroki Takota. Well, one thing that you have to know or that you notice is that when the pitchers do hit, we do get a little extra time on the in-between innings here for them to be able to get back and to get their little drink and whatever it might be, because the pitchers do hit in the Central League, unlike in the Pacific League where they do not hit. Our friend Troll, who is in here, he is talking about certain stuff, and so we're just pulling up some information for you here. And as a matter of fact, I'll see if I can link it. Usually you guys can't. I find some of the stuff to be a little bit on the pricey side, and so this is the one. Unfortunately, it looks like, Troll, the t-shirt that I'm talking about is currently sold out at all different levels. We'll see if I can get that into the stream here for you so you can take a look at. Our friend Jeremy Orr in here, and Great Lakes Goon in the house here, listening from Michigan. Well, it's always great to have the great state of Michigan in the house. We'll see if that is able to come through. I just put the link into the stream, and that'll take you to see what the t-shirt looks like and what you should be looking for. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Here comes the first pitch from Takota. It's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lined over the head of the third baseman into the left field corner. Asano rounding first, heading to second. And he's going to cruise in with a stand-up double. That's the first hit of the ball game here for the Giants, as Asano has a leadoff double here in inning number 3. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Mikado Katawaki. Well, for Katawaki, he's hitting .236 on the season, no homers and 17 runs batted in. Looks like the shortstop position is pretty much his now moving forward. As I said, I got a chance to see the Giants last month in a game versus the Swallows, and the Swallows took it on the chin twice from the Giants, but Sakamoto looks like he's a permanent fixture at third base now. Here's the first pitch delivered to Katawaki. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Katawaki had showed bunt, but he'd pulled back, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Friend Jeremy Orr, as we said, in the house tonight. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. It is a rare Central League game that we are delivering here live. As the pitch ready to come here from Takota. And there he squares to bunt again, does Katawaki. And they throw down to second base, and they almost backpick Asano, but he's able to get back head first, sliding in. A nice job there by the catcher, Sakakura, who came up gunning. It is 2 balls and no strikes now to Katawaki. Asano got a little bit too aggressive over there at second base and almost got himself picked off. So here comes the 2-0 pitch to Katawaki as the lefty Takota checks the runner. Again, he squares to bunt. He drops it down on the third base side. Oh, Takota makes a play, and then he throws it away over the head of the first baseman, and that's going to get a run in. As Asano has come in to score, that's going to be an error on the pitcher, and Katawaki is going to head over to second base, and the first run of the ball game is on the board here for the Giants. On a play that Takota, he tried to make look like an athletic type of play. He had fielded the ball. It looked like he was going to go to the bag at third, but the third baseman wasn't there. And then he jump pivoted and threw the ball to first, and he threw it away. And so Asano comes all the way around to score, and Katawaki is now at second base. Our friend Great Lakes Goon says, "Let's go Giants," and Jeremy Orr says, "Let's go Carp." And right now, the Giants are out in front 1-0. And all things considered, they really were pretty quiet through the first 2 innings. That brings Shoshi Togo to the plate. He's already showing bunt, and he bunts, gets it down. It's a good one. Right down the first base line. It is fielded by Dobayashi, and he's going to make the tag. And Togo is going to be out, but it's going to be a sacrifice to 3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Katawaki advances to third. And it's going to bring up the top of the order in Louis Okoye. And Okoye, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up as he strides to the plate. A little surprised. He's getting the nod in center field, and Coco Montez is in left field tonight. And I saw Okoye. He is a big fella. I didn't know that he would be more of a candidate for center field as much as he would be for a corner outfield. And he takes a first pitch fastball belt high on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Okay, Okoye started his career with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles in the Pacific League. And he had joined the Giants a couple of seasons ago, batting from the right side here against the lefty Takota. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. To thank everybody who's joining us tonight and listening in. We will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, as we mentioned. But back to the Pacific League, as it'll be the Buffaloes and the Hawks. So hopefully you can join us in for that one. And there'll be the rare Monday night game, which will be Monday baseball Japan time. Sunday night in North America will be on those as well. There's a fastball swung on it, is fouled straight back, and the count now is 1-2 on Okoye. And with any luck, we might actually be on a double dip that night. We'll take a look to see if that would match up with the schedule and maybe do 2 games that evening. So Okoye waggles the bat as he steps back in the box. And here comes the 1-2 pitch from Takota. As the hold set checks the runner, now delivers. There's a breaking ball down. Nice stop there by Sakakura, and the count now is 2-2. Only one gone here in the third inning, as the Carp now find themselves down 1-0 to the Giants. To me, this is a bit of a pivotal game here, as the Carp find themselves 3 games adrift now in second place. If they want to stay in striking distance, this is a game they've got to be able to take from the Giants. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Okoye was fooled, and he's gone for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Hayato Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He was called out on strikes his first time up, as he comes to the plate here to face the lefty Takota for the second time. That was Takota's third strikeout of the evening, as he is not necessarily a strikeout pitcher. There's a first pitch fastball that misses up and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. 150 innings entering tonight's fray. Takota had pitched, and he had only had 82 strikeouts, so he's kind of like a one every other inning type of arm, but tonight he is working at 1 per inning pace. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and you can tell Sakamoto is not happy with the home plate umpire. He got called out on a borderline pitch his first time up, and there was a breaking ball that slowly dropped in, and it looked like it was a little bit high. But the home plate umpire giving the favorable call to the Carp pitcher. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, as Takota kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, hit deep into the 4-hole, and it's off the glove of Kikuchi, and it trickles into left field. We're going to see how they're going to score it. I think no matter what's going to happen, I think that's probably going to get ruled as a base hit. And Sakamoto is going to pick himself up an RBI. Our friend Spaceman not happy right now, as that's going to cash in the second run of the inning. So a crooked number on the board here for the Giants. Nice piece of hitting there by Sakamoto. He inside out of the ball to the right side. Kikuchi had to go deep into right field, and the ball was bounding, and he just couldn't come up with the play. Even if he comes up with the play, I'm not so sure he would have been able to retire the runner at first base. And so here's the first pitch delivered to Naoki Yoshikawa. It's a ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander. Takota delivers again. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. Our friend Great Lakes Goon says you should do voice commentary on the Roku channel. He's also watching Tohoku and Saitama at the moment. Golden Eagles, Giants, and Swallows. Those are what he's keeping his eyes on. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Now, don't forget to tune in here in the future if you want more games. This year we haven't called as many as we have. We're approaching the 60 game mark. as we were away for a couple of weeks when we were in Japan, as the 2-1 is on the way. Breaking ball misses inside. It's now 3-1. But this year has been a busy year. We haven't done as much, but we're going to try to really ramp it up here in September and also in the month of October as well. Do all the playoffs that we can. And maybe we'll end up ratcheting up around 100 games by the time we're finished. There's a fastball that just misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4. And I have to tell you tonight, the home plate umpire is a little erratic with his strike zone because that last pitch looked pretty good. But that is going to be ball 4. Yoshikawa is going to draw himself a walk. Sakamoto is going to go to second. And the pitching coach is going to make his way to the mound, as we're going to have a conference of Carp to discuss the situation, as it is going to be Kazuma Okamoto coming to the plate. For those of you who will be with us tomorrow, the starting pitchers are often announced only 24 hours ahead of time. And tomorrow, as we will call that game between the Hawks and the Buffaloes, it'll be Kohei Arihara going for Fukuoka and Shinpita Yamashita to go for the Buffaloes. The other starters announced. The other game going on tomorrow in the Pacific League, it'll be CC Mercedes for the Marines against Wataru Matsumoto of the Lions. As we'll get back to the action, we'll give you the starters for the Central in the next half inning. So here comes the first offering to Okamoto. It is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Okamoto tonight is 0 for 1. He has flown to right field his only trip to the plate. I was thinking the other day, there was lots of talk that was going on that they were saying that there may not be anybody in the Central League that might drive in 100 runs, as that fastball is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. But then they also said they may not even drive in 90 this year. There are 5 players that are all within 4 RBIs of each other, with Kaz Okamoto leading the way with 69 runs batted in this year. But there's a chance in the Central League that 90 runs may not be driven in by anybody. There's a breaking ball that misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Okamoto. Morishita for the Tigers is nestled in second spot, and then Munetaka Murakami is third for the Yakult Swallows. So here comes the offering from the lefty as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Count remains at 1-2. While we're on the RBI talk, just rounding out that top 5, Shugo Maki is 4th of the Bay Stars, and Jose Osuna sits 5th, another Swallows offensive player. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Okamoto, 2 gone, runners at first and second. Sakamoto, the runner at second. Yoshikawa, the runner at first. Dakota gets his sign from his catcher, Sakakura, as he works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, lifted softly into center field. It's going to be trouble coming hard, and he's unable to make the catch is Akiyama, and that's going to get another run in. Is scoring all the way from second base is Sakamoto, as he comes around to score the 3rd run of the inning. Stopping at first is Okamoto, and that is going to put runners aboard here. I didn't get to see if Yoshikawa was able to make it all the way around to third. It was a good pitch. Dakota really can't be disappointed. It was the first baseman, Okamoto, had to really drop down, get into his legs to get to it, and to golf it into center field. That's tough luck here for the Carp as they now trail 3-0. So Okamoto, the runner at first. Yoshikawa was able to go first to third on that base hit. And that brings up Coco Montez to the plate. And the first pitch to Montez is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Spaceman says, I'm about to have a heart attack. Jeremy says, thanks for the broadcast. Well, we thank you for being here, Jeremy, as per usual. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. It looks like it's not going to be deep enough. Backing up underneath it to make the catch is Akiyama, but that is going to do it for out number 3. But damage has been done here for the Giants in their half of the inning. They got 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was also an error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning, 3 for the Giants, nothing for the Carp. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in a few.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball, where we're going to open some dancing heroine cards during this intermission. Japanese baseball has cheerleaders for their sport. So let's see what we get from the Japanese baseball cheerleaders. Got swallows, and I bet she does. We have the Lions. It's one of my favorite teams. Oh, wow. Now that's all sorts of nice. Ramu. Very cool. We have Neon. And we have Angels. Of Hiroka. And the one Japanese card no one can read, we got from the Giants. So everybody, enjoy the game. Back to you, Freddie, and peace out.
Appreciate you there, Steve, a friend of our channels who likes to do some of those little infomercials on the in-between. Be sure to check his channel out after the game. Steve Rademacher will keep you entertained. Well, we're back to the live action as Shoshi Togo delivers a first pitch fastball to Shogo Akiyama, who takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Akiyama 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up, as there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Togo 37 pitches through the first 2 innings as he delivers a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. I have to say, the way it was going, you had to wonder if Togo was the one who was going to give up some runs. It wasn't so smooth for the first couple, as there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted down the left field line, giving chase into the corner. And it is, did he make the catch, Montez, or is that going to be brought back? We're going to have to take a look here. It looks like it's just going to land foul. He wasn't able to catch up to it. We lose that into the corner a little bit. It's going to be 1-2 here to Akiyama. So as we mentioned before, a little bit of a jittery start for Togo, but he now has some runs to work with. And if he can settle in, it could be a tough evening here for the Carp. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, and this ball is going to be lifted foul down the left field line. Another one that slices into the corner. And it keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Akiyama. Our friend Great Lakes Goon says the NPB goes crazy. How do they rally runs the way they do? Yeah, it was just amazing how everything just kind of unraveled there pretty quickly for the Carp in that last half inning. It was the error by Dakota that really set the table for everything. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. Although I have to say, the error by Dakota, but I'm not so sure that the third baseman didn't make the error. He's got to make a one-step read if he's coming on that bunt. There's a ground ball hit over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman, Yoshikawa. He throws to first, and Akiyama is retired on a ground out 4-3. So just going back to that last half inning, Dakota had come off the mound to field the ball, and his first look was to third. And I think they had a legitimate chance to try to get that runner going from second to third, which would have been Asano. But the third baseman of the Carp was nowhere near the base, and that's why Dakota had kind of did this double pump throw to first, and that's where the error showed up. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. Count is quickly 0-1 on Yano. Yano 1 for 1 tonight at a single his first time up. As the right-hander Togo kicks and fires, there's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yano. Yano really chokes up on the bat. As the righty delivers, there's a fastball that's spiked up to the plate. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yano. Our friend Great Lakes Goon says that he was watching the game on FTF, I think it was, and as the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It is line foul into the netting, and the count remains at 1-2. I didn't know if they were doing live games these days. I thought that they were in the business of doing delay games, which was normally the case. There is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now is 2-2 to Yano. I remember last year I guess it was 2 years ago, they took over for DAZN, and most of the games were broadcast the next day with no commentary. And there was a fastball at the knees taken for a called strike as Yano stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched it go by for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away here for the Carp, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Takayoshi Noma. Well, for Noma tonight, he is officially 0 for 1. He's grounded out to second his only time up as he strides to the plate to face Togo. Togo is now starting to settle in a little bit as the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Right-hander against the left-hander. Togo wastes very little time when there's nobody on base. He rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball that makes Noma skip rope and get out of the way. Count runs even now at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And certainly the fans of the NPB, or the people that watch the NPB or that are involved very, very heavily. There's a breaking ball swung on its tap, slowly foul down the first base line. The count is 1-2. The crowd is into it. And what I find fascinating is you could go to a game and it could be a blowout. So when I was at the game in Chiba a couple weeks back, and the Marines were getting the wood laid to them by the Lions of all teams, pretty much the majority of the fans in the stands were still seated there, didn't go anywhere. They took it, even though the beatdown was pretty large. They still stayed to support their team. As that split finger pitch is swung on and fouled away. For years, they used to criticize Kansas City Royal fans as the Royal fans would get to the game in the 3rd inning and leave in the 6th. Well, that's certainly not what you see in Japan, as the crowd does watch the games. There was a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Plenty of room for Montez as he camps out underneath it just in front of the warning track. Noma is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Carp, they go in order here in inning number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. Your score is the Giants 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. It is the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. That's our friend Matt Hollis holding it down. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat here for the Giants in inning number 4. Oshiro, Asano, and Katawaki to face the left-hander Takota, as the Giants are holding on to a 3-0 lead here as we go to the 4th. Our friend Great Lakes Goon says full bands, sort of full bands. If you look at it that way, it's mainly horns and percussion. They'll have drums, they have horns, and they have sometimes they'll have trumpets maybe you don't really see trombones, as the first pitch is a fastball that misses up to Oshiro and the count's 1-0. Now the fastball that catches the outside corner and the count goes to 1-1. Oshiro tonight is 0 for 1. He's grounded to short his only time up. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap fouled on the first base side of home plate, and the count now goes to 1-2. But certainly the music that they play and the enthusiasm that they drum up is very, very good. So here comes the 1-2, and it's a fastball swung on and lifted down the left field line, and it's going to slice foul into the corner, and the count remains at 1-2. Well, if you stick around, what we like to call our Japanese halftime is they do a little extended break between inning number 4 and 5. We'll have some fan footage for you that you can chew on while you're watching here. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-2. As we put our music on loop so we could give ourselves a little break. That was the question I asked a few years ago. I remember I always tell the story once in a while. There's a fellow I knew who umpired the World University Games. There was a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's 3-2. And we said it was the umpired the World University Games, and they would take halftime in between the 5th and 6th inning. They have an extended break because they go out and clean the field, and the umpires get a drinks break. And there's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into center field. Akiyama moves to his right, and he makes the grab, and Oshiro's gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the right fielder, Shogo Asano. Well, for Asano, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a double in his only trip. He's also scored a run. So Asano 1 for 1. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Asano batting from the right side here against the left-hander Takota, who delivers a fastball at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-2. When I saw Asano play against the Swallows, he deposited a 2-run shot into the seats a couple of weeks back. He's a solid package. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. And Takota making easy work of the young right fielder of the Giants. He's in the books for the first out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Makoto Katawaki. Well, for Katawaki, he's hitting .236 entering the fray tonight. He is officially 0 for 1. He reached on the error by Takota his last time. And the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Katawaki batting from the left side against the left-hander Takota, who kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field, drifting over to his right, and making the catch is Akiyama. And the Giants are going to go quietly in their half of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard as they're retired in order. We are now moving to the bottom half of inning number 4. Your score is the Giants 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It's a 3-0 score line as we move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back after this musical timeout right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the 4th inning, and coming up to bat for the Carp will be the heart of the order. It'll be Kazono, Sakakura, and Dobayashi, who face the right-hander Togo, who is just completing his warm-up tosses. Our friend Great Lakes Goon says he meant that the NPB rallies runs they can score at any time. Yeah, it's, certainly with the small ball, and if you can get the leadoff batter on base, for the most part, they're never afraid to drop a bunt to get a guy into scoring position and then be able to potentially bang them home. And so they can score in different ways. The one thing I find difficult with North American baseball, I say North America, that's also South American, Latin American, is we're always waiting for the 3-run homer rather than being able to nickel and dime and chip away. And that makes the game far more entertaining and exciting as that fastball is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count is 0-1 to Kazono. Kazono 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown to right field in his only trip to the plate as he bats here against the right-handed throwing Togo. As the righty delivers, it's a fastball that's spiked up to the plate. The count goes even to 1-1. 55 pitches through the first 3 innings for the Giants right-hander. As Kazono digs himself in, ready to go again. As the right-hander Togo rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball that bounces up to the plate, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball game here tonight has been an entertaining affair thus far. A little more action than when we've thought there might be, as that fastball is swung on and grounded foul down the first base line. The count goes to 2-2. And what I mean by that is that the Giants had scored a pile of runs there in that 3rd inning, pretty much out of nowhere. And we certainly didn't expect that here in the early going tonight. So the right-hander ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the 3rd base line, and the count is 1-2 on Kazono. Check that, 2-2 on Kazono. Togo ready to go away again, wasting little time. Another fastball swung on and fouled back. Count remains at 2-2. That's the one thing I also like about the NPB is they don't have a pitch clock, but for the most part, unless you're the Hanshin Tigers, most teams, they work quick. So here's the pitch from Togo. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and that runs the count now full to 3-2. So the pitchers generally, especially the starters, have very good tempo and pace. I remember doing the Tigers a few times last year, and you get into the bullpen and deep into the bullpen, and boy, they could put you to sleep. I remember, I think it was during the playoffs, I had, 20 to 30 seconds between pitches. And there is a fastball that misses down. The home plate umpire says that the batter Kazono had offered that they're going to have to throw him out at first base. That's going to go down as a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout, as Kazono is retired for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Shogo Sakakura. Well, for Sakakura, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a single in his only trip. As the right-hander rocks into delivery and delivers, it's a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Sakakura. Right-hander Togo delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Togo again back into work, wasting no time, and there's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into the seats down the left field line. Count remains at 0-2. The pitcher that I get a kick out of was Alek Manoah of the Toronto Blue Jays. When they put the pitch clock in, he would be huffing and puffing. He just couldn't take the time to get his breath back as there's a fastball that misses down. Shosi Togo here is like he's in a sprint. Gets the ball, and he can't do anything anymore. It's like he's moving fast. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. Takes a wicked hop. Fielded by the shortstop Katawaki, who throws to first. And Sakakura has gone on a groundout 6-3 for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Shota Dobiashi. Our friend Jeremy Orr asked the question, what do they do for rallies? Well, I can't comment on all the teams. I know that certainly when the Swallows score a run, they have the umbrella dance. They break out the umbrellas and they start bouncing them up and down. And the whole idea is that it's raining runs. As the first pitch breaking ball drops into Dobiashi for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Dobiashi tonight officially does not have it at bat. He walked his first time up. The pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So when the Swallows score a run, they take the umbrellas out and then they play a song, and they've got the umbrellas going and dancing. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. A 2-out single here by Dobayashi, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Shota Sekene. Well, for Sekene, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded into a 6-4-3 double play back in inning number 2. So he comes to the plate here to face the right-hander Togo for the second time. That's kind of what I would say what people will do is that that's kind of what the Swallows do for rally. Do other teams do anything in particular? Nothing really pops out for me other than their cheering and regular stuff. I don't think there's anything else that just jumps out. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Sekene. Togo ready to go again as he now has the runner at first, working from the set, kicks and fires. And that pitch is a two-seam fastball that swung on and missed, and now he's way ahead at 0-2 here to Sekene. So no balls and 2 strikes. The big fella fooled on that one. Here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch. It misses down and in, and the count now goes to 1-2. Togo has much better command of his pitches here as the game has progressed. But he's only had 1-1-2-3 inning as the right-hander works to the belt. And he raises it up to his chest. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count now goes to 2-2. After this half inning, we will take a break here, or not half inning, actually, after the 5th inning, we'll take the break and refresh our drink. We were going with some melon soda tonight, as that pitch is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. They're going to have to go to first to record the out, and that's what's going to happen. K 2-3 if you're keeping it home, as that is out number 3 here in the inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was 1 runner stranded aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Giants 3, the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in with us. The 5th inning is just around the corner. Here's our friend Steve once again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. Well, we've got the starting pitchers for the Central League to give you for tomorrow night. We didn't cycle back. It's going to be Anthony Kay going to the mound for the Bay Stars, and it'll be Matsuba taking to the hill for the Dragons. It'll be at the Koshin Stadium tomorrow night. Daiichi Serra goes for the Carp against Takahashi of the Tigers. And then for the Giants, they'll be making their way back to the Jingu Stadium. They'll send Iori Yamazaki to the mound, and he will face Yamano of the Swallows. And those are the starters for tomorrow night's games. Well, it's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat. So Soshi Togo will lead it off. And the first pitch is a fastball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Togo had a sacrifice bunt his first time up as he swings at a fastball and he grounds it softly down the first base line. They're going to have to hurry to get him. Nice play by Sakakura, who fields it and throws him out. That's going to go down as a ground out 2-3 for the first out of the inning. So Togo is up and Togo is out. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Louis Okoye. Well, for Okoye, he is officially 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to left and he has struck out in his 2 trips. As he comes to bat here in the top of inning number 5. Dakota, outside of that one rough inning, he's now retired 5 straight batters. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and the count is 1-0. And he figured he started the game by retiring the first 6 batters he faced. So when he gets on a roll and in some rhythm, he's doing pretty good. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. As long as he doesn't do any of these jump pivot off one leg throws, he'll be all set. 1-1 on the way. Fastball misses down. It's now 2-1 to Okoye. And it's going to be tough for any team to come back because the Giants have a pretty solid bullpen. As the lefty rocks into the delivery and delivers. It's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. I think of the Giants when they've got at the back end, Ticey is the closer. You can bring Keller and a bunch of other arms out of the pen as well. There's a fastball swung on his tap softly down the third base line. Count remains at 2-2 to Okoye. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Carp trailing 3-0 to the Giants. As Dakota ready to go. He rocks into the windup. He kicks and fires. Fastball. It's taken for a called third strike. Okoye can't believe it, but he stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. And that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Hayato Sakamoto. Well, for Sakamoto, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single in 2 trips. He's also struck out looking, and he's got an RBI to his name as well. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Sakamoto batting from the right side against the left-hander Dakota as Dakota rocks and delivers. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Dakota again rocking into the windup. He kicks and he fires. There's a slow breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Sakamoto as the lefty again delivers. Another slow breaking ball missing upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, the lefty rocks and delivers. There's another fastball that misses down, and it's going to be ball 4. Sakamoto's going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Naoki Yoshikawa. Not sure that is what the Carp brass have ordered up here, as it was Hiroki Takota cruising along here in this inning. And out of nowhere, it was the walk here to Sakamoto. Make him hit his way on. So Yoshikawa comes to the plate, officially 0 for 1. He's flown out and walked in his 2 trips. And he swings at the first pitch and he lifts it into left center field, racing over as Akiyama. And he's there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Yoshikawa for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Giants in this one. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. The score as we move to the bottom half of the 5th. It is the Giants 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll give you a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. In the Basement Bowl, it is a 3-2 lead for the Swallows over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the third inning. The game at the Cochin Stadium between the Bay Stars and the Tigers was postponed due to rain. In the top of the fourth inning, the Eagles are laying a beatdown on the Lions at the Balloonadome. It is 7-0. Of course, the score here as we're moving to bottom of inning number 5. Giants have a 3-0 lead over the Carp. Well, Togo has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action here. Or I should say he's just about finished his warm-up tosses. And now we're about ready to resume the action here. A 3-0 lead. All the runs coming in the third inning. It was the threes were wild. As they had 3 hits, did the Giants in that inning, and there was an error, and they pushed 3 runs across the plate to take the early lead here against the Carp. So that is going to bring the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to bat here against Togo, and Kikuchi waits on the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch is a fastball that is on the way and is lifted down the right field line. That's going to reach the seats, and the count goes even to 1-1. Jeremy asks if there's any other big series coming up that could affect the playoff races. Probably more in the Central League than in the Pacific League, because the Pacific League has got a bit of a spread. You can pretty much predict who is going to be there. It's going to be the Fighters and the Hawks, as that pitch was swung on and fouled away into Kikuchi's leg. They're going to go and have a look at him here for a minute. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kikuchi. It looks like we may have a pinch hitter here, as maybe Takota's night is going to be done after 4 innings. I'll be interested to see the big left-hander here. Might be finished. It looks like it could be Murray Biashi who is coming into bat. Obviously, the Giants and the Tigers is a big series. That is the other one that's going on, because the Bay Stars, or I should say the Bay Stars and the Tigers are a big series. That is the game that was rained out tonight. As there is a fastball that misses down to Kikuchi, and the count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I say that's a big game because the Tigers are in 3rd and the Bay Stars are chasing them. They are in 4th. So it'll be a big push to the end here for that club, as there's a split finger pitch swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. And that's another thing too that's often very interesting and overlooked is the scheduling. A lot of in Japan, they don't necessarily do the makeup games during the season. There's no double headers, as the pitch is a split finger pitch, waved at and missed, and Kikuchi is down on strikes. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Hiroki Takota to the plate. And I'll carry on with that in a second, but I want to give a thought here as we have the pinch hitter. It looks like it's Matsuyama coming to the dish. We'll just get confirmation in a moment as Takota's night is over. But Matsuyama, as he strides to the plate to hit here, I do believe that is the case. We're just looking for the number confirmation. No, it actually isn't. It is going to be Takashi Umato coming up to bat. So I jumped the gun a little bit there, as maybe that would have been a different scenario if they would have had a runner on base. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down. A lost art in North America, the pinch hitter, guys who were pinch hitters or professional pinch hitters. You know, you don't see that so much anymore with the designated hitter in both leagues. As that fastball misses down, the count is now 2-0 to Umeto. Here comes the 2-0 pitch as the right-hander delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. I was thinking of guys like Matt Stairs and, you know, guys who had long careers in Major League Baseball, even Julio Franco at the end of his career. Fastball swung on, popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Sakamoto. He's there to make the catch, and Umeto is gone for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Shogo Akiyama. anyways, I guess my point being is that when I listen to look at some of the way that the game has changed in North America, obviously not having the importance of pinch hitters hitting for pitchers or double switches has changed the dynamic of the game. Here's the first pitch to Akiyama, swung on, grounded over to second, fielded there neatly by Yoshikawa. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Akiyama. It's a ground out 4-3, and that is going to do it here for out number 3 in inning number 5. Well, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the 6th. We're going to take our little extended time out here. We're going to go get ourselves a drink, and we'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. Top of the 6th around the corner. We'll put the music on loop, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have the extended break between innings here as the Giants and the Carp are going to the 6th inning. It is a 3-0 lead here for the Giants. All of their runs had come in the 3rd inning. It was a leadoff double by Asano. And then Katawaki had tried to bunt Asano over, and he ended up reaching on an error by the pitcher Dakota, put runners at the corners. And up stepped Soshi Togo, and he had a sacrifice bunt and moved the runner along. Actually, it scored the first run of Sano on the Katawaki error. And then it was Hayato Sakamoto driving home the second run, which was Katawaki. And then it was Kaz Okamoto bringing home yet another, as the scoreline here is 3-0, and that's where it stands. It is going to be a pitching change for the Carp as Dakota has night is over. As it is going to be a new pitcher for the Hiroshima Ball Club. We'll get that for you when we return in just a few. But it is 3-0 right now for the Giants. We'll take a musical timeout, and we'll be back with all the action in about 30 seconds. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. It is getting into the crunch time. As we said, the Bay Stars and Tigers washed out tonight at the Cochin Stadium. And I started to allude a little bit and talk a bit about how they don't do any double headers in the NPB, and a lot of the makeup games are made toward the end of the season. So you're going to have some Monday games. You're going to have some off dates that are get filled in. And certainly the first couple of weeks of October, it's kind of a weird schedule sometimes because you'll see teams hopscotching all across the country, playing a single game or playing two games. And if you go back historically, going back 30, 40 years ago, they would have the playoff structure would be completed and they'd still be playing regular season games into the playoffs for teams that were out of the playoffs. So it's a bit crazy to think about. That would never happen, and you'd be playing in front of nobody in North America, but that is what they do in Japan, and the fans will still come out and support and watch the games. So it is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Giants here in inning number 6. It'll be Okamoto, Montez, and Oshiro. And as I said, we're just waiting on the confirmation of the Carp pitching change as the night for Dakota is completed. It'll be the bullpen who will have to take over and hold it together for Hiroshima the rest of the way. They are in jeopardy of getting swept tonight. And if they do, they'll fall the 4 games back of the Giants. And that also means that they would fall into third place because the Tigers being washed out tonight are 3.5 back. Carp lose tonight, and then they would be the team that would be between the Bay Stars and the Tigers. If you would have asked me before the season started, I probably would have said that the Giants might have been the team on the outside looking in, but the manager, Abe, who has taken over this year, has done a pretty good job, and the moves that they made in the offseason were pretty solid moves as well. Well, the pitching change is about ready to happen. It's going to be Shota Nakazaki who is coming in relief. The right-hander has completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to get this one back underway. So Shota Nakazaki on in relief here for the Carp. And he is going to be entrusted to face Okamoto, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also driven in a run. The first pitch is a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Okamoto. So no balls and 1 strike. The right-hander Nakazaki ready to deliver again. He's got a very high leg kick, and he drops a breaking ball that just misses down low, and the count is 1-1. So it'll be a steady diet of relievers, one would have to think here for the Carp. Now to the end of the ball game. Would be shocked if they let anybody go more than a couple innings. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right center field. This ball could be trouble. Moving back onto the warning track and making the grab as he uses the wall to brace himself is the right fielder, Noma. He had to go a long way to get it as Okamoto had put a charge into that one going the other way, but just not enough. Looks like Okamoto's got to get back into the gym for a few more curls. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Coco Montez. Good swing there by Okamoto. Powering that ball into the right center field gap, but just not far enough. Well, that brings Montez to the plate, and the first pitch he sees, he swings at and fouls away. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. Count is quickly 0-1. Montez has struck out and flown to center in his 2 trips to the plate tonight. As I was saying, commenting about the structure of the league, there was a fastball swung on his grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count is 0-2. And, you hate to be critical when you have something that is working. There's a lot of positives that go on in the NPB, as we all can acknowledge. But I certainly think that there could be some creativity within the NPB, like day-night doubleheaders would be interesting. You get the crowd that comes in for the day game and they go home and come back for the night game as that fastball is swung on and fouled right into the feet of Montez, and the count remains at 0-2. The games, traditionally, the night games or the evening games start at 6 o'clock. And in some ways, I almost want to think that, if you did a day-night doubleheader, why not start one at noon, which is not a traditional start time, and then have the other game be played off at, say, 7 o'clock. Also not a traditional start time. It's just things to think about. Maybe you get home an hour later, but maybe you do that on a Saturday so people have their Sunday or maybe to be able to recover. So here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Montez. Another thing is also, as we said, so there's a day-night doubleheader as an option. They don't usually play on Mondays, or not scheduled Mondays very often, although there is a couple coming up here in this month. And so when you have the Monday games, it's a little bit different as well. Obviously, you've got sometimes they play on the holidays, like the Mountain Holiday gets games. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lifted into right field, drifting over toward the foul line. And there to make the catch is the right fielder, Noma. He's a busy man this inning as he's made the first 2 putouts. Montez in the books for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. But just little things like that could be thinking outside the box, so to speak, which might allow the NPB to be able to maybe try to do some different things to spice it up a bit. But I guess when you have something that works, why try to fix it so much? They have added a couple of new farm teams for this year, and there's expectation is that in a year or two, we may see expansion in the NPB. Fastball misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. I'm not sure where the teams are going to be located. There was talk that Kanazawa in the north might get themselves a team. That would be interesting. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's 1-1. The other one is down in Okinawa. Okinawa, they had mentioned and said that, I think it was called the Blue Ocean, the Okinawa Blue Ocean or Blue Wave. Blue Wave obviously was Oryx, I think it was. But I think it was the Blue Ocean or the Okinawa Ocean. As that breaking ball misses, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Oshiro. There was talk about that coming to fruition pre-pandemic. Of course, with the pandemic, that was the other part. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-1. Our friend Jeremy says, who in the Central is a good matchup for the Hawks? That's a good question. That's, of course, assuming that the Hawks get through. And I think based on what I'm seeing, they probably will. Although they're going to have to sort out the back end of their bullpen and get everything set up, because really they're not rolling. I don't know if the Hawks are playing the best baseball right now. And that's going to be the key, is to make sure that they, with the weights and everything, that they are able to get on a roll once they start playing in the playoffs. But I think the Hawks just have too much firepower for everybody else, and the fighters are too green right now for them to advance further. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Oshiro's got himself a 2-out single, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Shogo Asano. So when I look at the other side of the ledger, I would say the Giants are a good matchup because their pitching, certainly their starting pitching is pretty good. I never really felt that the Carp was particularly a offensive team. I thought the pitching staff for the Carp is where their strength is and what the team is built around. So the pitching will help, but I just don't know if they have the offensive firepower to stay with the Hawks. As the right-hander is ready to deliver, it's a fastball that misses outside. So 1 ball and no strikes to Asano. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that question. Nakazaki ready to go back to work again as he gets the sign from his catcher, Sakakura. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So now Asano's in a good hitting count. The Bay Stars have scuffled this year. I thought the Bay Stars would be a shoe-in to be one of the top teams in the Central League. And of course, the Tigers, I got to tip my hat to the Tigers winning last year. I thought the Tigers their pitching was good, their hitting was good, but I thought they were a little thin on the offensive side. Didn't really have a lot of depth. They had maybe 5 or 6 hitters in the order, but they didn't have anything really off the bench. But they really produced really well last year, of course, winning the Japan series. Fastball that is check swing foul away, and the count now is 2-1 on Asano. But certainly the pitching for the Tigers really came through for them as they needed it in the playoffs and in the stretch drive last year. So probably the matchup I think a lot of people might want to see would be the Giants and the Hawks. But at the same point in time, there's a lot of Carp fan out there, and there's a base hit that is lined into left field. It's going to be a base hit here as Asano's got himself a single. So back-to-back singles here with 2 out. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Makoto Katawaki. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents on the matter. I think that probably a Giants-Hawks matchup for at least the league. You've got the east and the west side of the country kind of covered. Central and the west side of the country covered. You've got the potential, if you had the Carp in there, of course, the Carp and the Hawks. Carp fans travel well. Lots of support. Would be a lot of interest in that part of the country. Bay Stars, well, not sure the Bay Stars are going to be in this dance if they can't get something figured out here in the last couple of weeks. So Katawaki strides to the plate with runners at first and second and 2 gone. And he is 0 for 2 tonight officially. He has flown to center and he reached on an error. He did come around and score the second run of the game for the Giants. As Nakazaki gets his sign from his catcher Sakakura, they're trying to get themselves out of this 2-out jam. As there's runners at first and second and 2 gone. As the right-hander works set, now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. He's thrown 18 pitches so far, has Nakazaki. He's 11 strikes and 7 balls. But all of this excitement has started to come with 2 out, and his back-to-back singles by Oshiro and Asano have something going here for the Giants as Soshi Togo waits his turn on deck. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count now is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And as I said before, just the presence of the Hawks as a whole, their depth of their hitting. They made those moves in the offseason. Certainly the big move is bringing in Hotaka Yamakawa. That has really solidified the middle part of the order. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. But they really haven't done anything on the international side, bringing in the imports offensively. You go back a couple of years ago when they were winning the championships with Ballantine and Graciel in the middle of their order. They were impact offensive players. Of course, those players are now out of the league or retired. So they really haven't had any import bats that have done some stuff. It's more the import arms that have been impactful for Fukuoka. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. I look at the Carp over the last few years. They've not necessarily had great success with the import bats. They have a full domestic lineup, but you think of Matt Davison last year at third base. He drew the ire of the manager a little bit, striking out too much. That's what happens when you bring in the North American players. They typically have a lot of power, but they strike out a lot. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Katawaki. Runner at second, Oshiro. Runner at first, Asano. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and now the count runs to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes, and the runners are going to be on the move here with the next pitch. Look at the Giants in terms of their team. They have depth on the bench. Offensively, they've got depth on the mound, and they're in a good position to be able to fight for a title here in 2024 if they can get to the Japan series. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Katawaki. As the right-hander Nakazaki ready to go back to work again. As he works himself to the belt. And then he stops at the chest, and here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh boy, I don't know what Katawaki was looking at there as he stood there like the house by the side of the road. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Giants in the top of the 6th. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're now moving to the last half of the 6th inning. Your score is the Giants 3 and the Carp nothing. Hang tight, everybody. I think we're going to have a pitching change. A little bit surprised by that, but it looks like that might be the end of the night for Togo. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being with us. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat here. Yano, Noma, and Kazono. We're just getting to see if it is going to still be Togo on the hill or if there has been any changes thus far. Manager Abe had come out to speak to the home plate umpire, so that always brings it a bit of a concern. I would have been shocked if they would have made the move because it will be Togo leading off the next inning, but the change is going to be as they are going to have a new outfielder. I think that is the change more than anything, as it is going to be Daiki Masuda entering the ball game. It looks like Masuda is coming in to a left field. If that is the case, it'll be Coco Montez who will spend the rest of the night on the bench, but we'll have to see if that's just a straight up change, if there's anything outside of that. It'll be Yano, Noma, and Kazono, and it is still going to be Soshi Togo on the hill. Togo, as we said, will be leading off the next half inning to come to bat. So we'll keep an eye there if they're going to let him hit or if they'll call it a night. Here comes the first offering from Togo. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. 87 pitches through the first 5 innings for Togo, so his count is ratcheting it up. As there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, the count now goes to 0-2. Yano is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He also struck out looking his last time up. As the right-hander Togo kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Togo again working quickly, delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2 to Yano. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We mentioned Yano really chokes up on the bat. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle past Togo, fielded on the backhand by the second baseman Yoshikawa, but he's not going to be able to make a throw to first. Yano is going to be aboard with a leadoff single. And that is going to bring up the right fielder Takeyoshi Noma. So that's exactly what the Carp needed. They needed a ball with some eyes. Basically stayed inside the ball, hit it back through the pitcher. And a nice play there by the second baseman, but the speed of Yano down the line, as he was able to dive into the bag at first base safely, brings up Noma to the plate. Noma tonight 0 for 2. He's grounded out and he has flown out in his 2 trips. As the right-hander Togo gets that side from Oshiro as he comes set, now delivers. Fastball misses outside and the count is 1-0. He's still bringing it up there. Togo is sitting right now at about 93 miles an hour on the gun. As the right-hander works set, now fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back underneath it is the substitute. That is going to be hauled in by Yuasa. That'll be the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. Yuasa, who the 24-year-old who's come in defensively, has been with the Giants organization since 2018. But in fairness, he really hasn't done a whole lot at the top level of the sport. Only a career batting average of 160, so not necessarily in for his offense as much as it would be for his defense. So here's Kazono at the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. Kazono 0 for 2 here in this one. He's flown to right, and he has struck out in his 2 trips. So Kazono waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Togo. As Togo works set, here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sometimes hard to tell if it's a breaking pitch or a split finger pitch, but on further review, that pitch looked like it was more of the breaking variety. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and it's bobbled by the right fielder. And Asano playing soccer with it in right field, and that's going to allow the Carp runner to go all the way around to third. We'll have to see how they score it, but I'm pretty confident it's going to be a single for Kazono, and Yano is going to go to third on the error by the right fielder, so E9 to advance him. We'll get a look at the replay and share that with you ourselves. Ball was absolutely scorched. Nice hit there by Kazono. As he turns on the pitch, probably should have been a ball that was hard enough, but as the fielder came to get it, it went off the heel of his glove and he knocked it forward, allowing the runner to go from first to third. And that's going to bring up Shogo Sakakura to the plate. Well, for Sakakura, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single in 2 trips. There's 1 gone here in the 6th inning. The infield is in double play depth up the middle. Corners are even with the bags, or even with the bag at third. At first base, Okamoto is holding the runners. So here comes the first pitch to Sakakura. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sakakura is a double play candidate. He doesn't run particularly well. He's obviously a catcher, and his wheels are a little bit impeded. He does have a couple of stolen bases, but is not the exception, not the norm for him. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1. Kazono on the flip side, he can run a little bit. He's got 10 stolen bases on the year. So keep an eye here on a first and third situation. If they decide to put the runner in motion, stay out of the double play. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted down the left field line, but it's going to slice into the seats. And the count is 1-2 to Sakakura, and that's the 100th pitch of the ball game for Togo. So Togo now at pitch number 100. Sakakura taps the plate and gets himself ready to go here. As the right-hander Togo holds to the set, now delivers. Fastball misses outside. Count now goes to 2-2, so 2 balls and 2 strikes. So right-hander against the left-hander. As we're ready to resume the action here, Sakakura waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. And here comes the pitch from Togo. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and now the count runs full to Sakakura. So now, as we said before, earlier in the ball game, we had a situation where the Carp did put the runner in motion with one out. They try to stay out of the double play. Will they consider putting the runner in motion here, which would be Kazono? 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sakakura. Togo gets the sign, and now he steps back off the rubber, and he's going to come back as the catcher Oshiro delivers the first and third signs to the defense. So here comes the offering now to the left-handed hitting catcher of the Carp. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4, and the Carp have loaded the bases here. They got the bases loaded with one out, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Shota Dobayashi. The crowd here in all its glory. They love Shota. He's had himself a nice ball game tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk, so officially 1 for 1. So this is the right man at the right time here at the plate. Bases are full, only 1 gone. And the Carp, this is their opportunity. If they're going to get back into this one, they've got to do it now. For those of you who are Giant fans in the stream tonight, you guys got to hang on to this one here, nice and tight. So Togo works himself to the set. He delivers a first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. Oh boy, that pitch looked not bad. So 1 ball and no strikes to Dobayashi. Dobayashi's got himself in a good hitter's count straight away. Dobayashi batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Togo. As Togo works set, now is the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Oh, that was the pitch right there. Dobayashi tried to turn that one around as he swung right through the fastball. That was power and power right there. I think Dobayashi was thinking probably deposit that one into the seats. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-handed hitter of the Carp waits on the offering, and the pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner. And now he's in the hole at 1 and 2. Nice pitch there by Togo, nibbling away. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Shota Dobayashi. This is really the only time of the game you can say that the Carp have had a legitimate chance to put some serious runs on the board with less than 2 outs. And there is a split finger pitch that swung on and fouled away right at home plate. Count is 1 and 2. Back in the first inning, they had runners on the corners, or they put runners on the corners. They intentionally walked Kikuchi to bring up Dakota. Ended up lining back to the pitcher, but outside of that, that's been pretty much the only real threat that the Carp have had here until now. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. And the count remains at 1 and 2. One of the things I found fascinating is that when you're sitting in the seats, if a foul ball comes in certain stadiums, they either, in Yokohama, they don't really do a whole lot. And then what happens is after the ball lands, they put up on the screen, watch out, foul ball. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's now 2 and 2. At the Jingu Stadium, they blow whistles when the ball comes into your area so that you pay attention, that you know that the ball is coming in. And one of the other things that has been interesting is that balls that get into these seats that are foul balls, it used to be where you had to give them back. Now it's pretty much you get to keep it. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Dobayashi's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's a clutch strikeout there by Togo, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Shota Sekine. So now the foul balls, which used to be tradition, they used to have to give them back to the ushers. Now they just come and check on you, and they usually let the fans keep the foul balls, which is kind of cool to see. It's only taken how many years, but the fans are able to keep the NPB ball. So Sekine striding to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and he has grounded into a double play. So he gets the opportunity here. Togo now at 110 pitches. And the first pitch ready to come here. As it's on its way, it is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Pretty sure that is still Sekine at the plate, and that's exactly who it is. Got to keep our eyes peeled in case we got a pinch hitter that comes into the spot, but 1 ball and no strikes it is here to Sekine. Togo gets his sign from his catcher, waggling the bat. Is the right-handed hitting left fielder of the Carp, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. This could arguably be a turning point in the ball game right here and right now. Crowd cheering the Carp on, madly looking for that 1 run. Here comes the pitch. On its way, it is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. That might have been a ball had he had taken the pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Sekine. Togo ready to go back at it again. He works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hook barreled foul down the left field line. Oh, got too much of the plate there, did Togo. And it was Sekine who almost made him pay. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. So Togo gets a new baseball. He rubs it up. He's ready to go back to work. Here comes the 2-2 offering. As the right-hander holds set, here's the pitch. Another split finger pitch that misses down, and it's now 3-2. So now the runners are going to be on the move. You got the runner at third is Yano, the runner at second, Kazono, runner at first is Sakakura. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Sekine. Here comes the payoff pitch. As Togo ready to deliver. And now he steps off the backside of the rubber and he's going to reach for the rosin bag before he delivers this pitch here to the right-handed hitting Sekine. So here we go. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Payoff pitch on the way. There go the runners. And it is a split finger pitch that's swung on and missed. A good block by Oshiro. He picks it up and steps on home plate. And that is going to do it. It is going to be the 3rd out of the inning. It'll actually be Yano at the plate on the putout by the catcher. And that will do it here for out number 3. Well, they loaded the bases. They threatened, but they don't score. No runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left. Your score as we move to the 7th, it is the Giants 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you all for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a 3-0 game as we go to the 7th. The back third of the ball game is just around the corner. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a pitching change as the Carp are going to a left-hander. It's going to be Atsuya Hori, who is going to be batting here. It is supposed to be coming to bat the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the order, but I'd be surprised if Soshi Togo came back out to bat in inning number 7 as he is well over the 110 pitches in the ball game. I would think that at this particular time that they may consider going, and that is exactly what it is. As he is sitting in the bench, we'll have to get a pinch hitter and a look to see who is coming in to hit for him here in just a moment. But that looks like it is the end of the night for Togo, as it is all smiles. He's talking to his teammates. And usually that is where it doesn't happen if you are still in the ball game. So we'll wait to see what it is. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters slated to come to bat. We'll see who the Giants will turn to pinch hit here. And we do have the pinch hitter as it is coming up to the plate. We'll get our number on that in just a moment. It is going to be number 40. It's going to be Raito Nakayama. So Nakayama here to pinch hit, and the first pitch on the way is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So Nakayama, they bring in the pinch hitter, and I always find it fascinating. In North America, it would be a right-hander, more than likely, but they bring in a lefty to face the lefty. Got to love it. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is here to Nakayama. And there's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. The count now goes to 2-1. So far we've had a pretty good stream tonight, although I have to say it is it's acting a little bit wonky. So we'll have to look to get our backup going here as that fastball misses up and in. And the count now goes to 3 balls and 1 strike to the pinch hitter. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. As we take a look to make sure that we're going to be able to potentially get ourselves a different stream if we have to. As that ball misses down, it's going to be ball 4. And that is going to be, check that there, that's going to be ball 4, and it's going to be a walk for the leadoff hitter here. He is aboard, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Louis Okoye. We also have to do a double check, too, to make sure that we're caught up. Sometimes our stream lags a little bit. If that's the case, some of the listeners that they listen in, they cycle it through. We'll try to catch up our stream on the half inning. So that brings Okoye to the plate. He's already showing that he's going to be squaring to bunt. As the runner is over at first and the pitch is on the way, and he's able to get it down up the first baseline. It is fielded by the pitcher, who fires to first, and Hori is able to get the out. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to be 1-4 on the putout. Okoye gone for the first out of the inning. As the base runner makes his way over to second, it'll be Hayato Sakamoto coming to the plate. Well, for Sakamoto today, he's officially 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's driven in a run, scored a run, and walked. So he bats here. With the runner at second and 1 gone. And the first pitch here on the way to Sakamoto as Hori works himself to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Sakamoto. The one thing I did notice when I was at the games live, when we would pull up some of the games, there'd be quite the delay between the game that you'd be watching at the stadium and the television feed. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is hit into right field. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder. So the right fielder, Noma, had come in, but he had to take it on 1 hop. That's going to put runners at the corners. Sakamoto is going to stop at first, stopping at third. Is that pinch hitter and Nakayama. And that is going to bring up Naoki Yoshikawa to the plate. And for Yoshikawa tonight, he's officially 0 for 2. As he has walked, but he's also flown to left and flown to center, and we've got a conference of Carp on the mound. So just making our updates here as we have Nakayama. I got to be able to spell that out. Nakayama is the runner at third, runner at first, Sakamoto. Only one gone here. Giants are looking to pad their lead. So the catcher, Sakakura, out in front of the plate. He is flashing the signs. He's letting everybody know exactly what they need to do here. And looks like we're going to have a runner over at first base for Sakamoto. It's going to be Yoshihiro Maru. That's interesting, as Maru has come on to run here. So I wonder if they're going to do some sort of double switch. So very interesting that Abe has done this. Sakamoto's night is over. So that's your reward. You get a couple of hits and a walk, and you get to come out of the game. So runners at the corners here. And the infield right now, the infield is actually in for the Carp. We've got the shortstop right up on the edge of the grass as well. So here comes the first pitch to Yoshikawa as the lefty holds set. Now delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped slowly over to the second baseman. They come home with it. They've got the runner hung up between home and third, and they're going to be able to run him down, and they're able to tag him out. And so that is going to end up being a out here as Nakayama gets caught in the rundown. He's going to be put away. That's going to be, looks like about 4-2 to 5. I guess we'd have to get the replay of it to see how that ends up. The runner, Maru, is going to stop at second. Yoshikawa is going to be safe at first on the fielder's choice. That's going to be 2 in the books, and it's going to bring up Kaz Okamoto to the plate. Kind of crazy on that one. If they were running the contact play, especially with the batter Okamoto coming up here, not sure if that was the right decision by the runner at third or if that was the team decision to go on the contact. So Okamoto steps in. He's had himself a single in 3 trips. He's also driven in a run. And here comes the first offering from the lefty Hori. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Lefty ready to go again here as he gets his sign. Okamoto waggling the bat. And here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Okamoto. Looks like it's Kyle Keller getting ready in the bullpen for the Giants, as there will be a pitching change coming up in the next half inning. And as I said, our feed probably has lagged a little bit, so we'll look to pick up the pace on the in-between. So here comes the offering from Hori. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count now goes to 2-1. Dragons have come back on the Swallows. They now have a 4-3 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles up 7-2 on Lions. That is in the top of the 7th inning at the Beluta Dome. As the lefty here ready to go again. Here comes the pitch from Hori. Kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back on the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Akiyama. And that is going to do it as the Giants are gone here. So we've got ourselves no runs in the inning. We had 1 hit. There were no errors. There were 2 runners left on board. Your score as we move. It is 3-0 for the Giants. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a few minutes. 3-0 lead, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We'll be back in just a bit after this. Appreciate you listening tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as the Giants are going to the American right-hander. It'll be Kyle Keller taking over here for Shoshi Togo. So Keller is completing his warm-up tosses and will be ready to get this one back underway. Keller, when I saw him pitch, he's had himself a good year here in Tokyo as he's all arms and legs when he delivers. He's got this big leg kick. He's really active on the mound. He's kind of got some quirky, I'd say, personality in terms of what he does. He bounces around off the mound. He's very active in his demeanor and in his manner. He's kind of actually a little bit fun to watch. He reminds me years ago of, in some ways, Mark the Bird Fidrich with his mannerisms. Keller, of course, is played for a couple of teams in the NPB. He was with the Hanshin Tigers last year and the year before. This is his first year with the Giants, his third year in the NPB. He had played with the Pittsburgh Pirate organization in 2021. He's with the Angels in 2020 and the Marlins in 2019. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. There were a couple of defensive changes as Maru will now slide into center field and Okoye will go into left. As we do have a new third baseman as well for the Giants, and there's a fastball that spiked up to the plate, and the count is 1-1. You go through it, it was originally, Keller was drafted in the 15th round of the MLB draft by the Miami Marlins. And he was DFA'd at the end of the 2019 season. He was then picked up and traded to the Angels in exchange for Jose Estrada. That's 1 strike here to Kikuchi. As the right-hander holds to the set. Now the pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded on one hop over the second baseman, fielded neatly by Yoshikawa. Kikuchi is going to be out on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. And we'll see what the Carp will be having come up here, as it is the pitcher's spot in the batting order. So striding to the plate. I'm not really sure who they've got here. If this is Matsuyama coming to the dish. Ryuhei Matsuyama. That's who I expected the pinch hit the last time, but then it looked like they had pulled him back. So he is on to pinch hit here, as of course they will continue the bullpen parade. So Ryuhei Matsuyama, the first pitch he sees, he swings at and fouls away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Matsuyama does get the occasional start from time to time in the infield. He is not in the lineup here tonight. He does get a lot of pinch hit action throughout the course of the season. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Keller delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. It'll be the top of the order, Shogo Akiyama, to follow here. As there's only one gone here in the inning, and so here comes the pitch from Keller. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by the shortstop, Katawaki, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Matsuyama on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. I'll bring up the top of the order in Shogo Akiyama. Well, for Akiyama, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He has flown out and grounded out twice. So he hasn't been the fire starter that they had hoped for in this one. Akiyama, before coming to Major League Baseball, he had played his career with the Saitama Cebu Lions. And then he spent time with the Cincinnati Reds for a couple of years, and injuries really kept him back. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Akiyama batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Keller. As the righty holds set, now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. So a 2-out single by Akiyama, and that will bring up the shortstop, Masaya Yano. Of course, Yano here has a couple of hits today already to his name. So Yano striding to the plate. He's 2 for 3. He's also struck out looking. As the shortstop of the Carp has had a nice evening tonight against the Giants. Establishing his lead over at first is Akiyama. And the pitcher, Keller, works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-1 on Yano. It's been a bit of a whimper here for the Carp tonight. They've had some opportunities, but unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to cash in. The small opportunity that the Giants have had, they have punished the Carp. Here's the pitch. As Keller kicks and fires. Fastball taken on the inside corner for called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yano, as we said before, really chokes up at the end of the bat. He must choke up a good solid 3-4 inches, and that's before his 2-strike approach. Here's the pitch. Fastball slap foul down the left field line. Count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. When this one's over, we'll give you a full recap as well as the out-of-town scoreboard before we call it a night. So hang with us right to the bitter end here. We'll see if the Carp have anything left in the tank in the last couple of frames. Pitch is on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 1-2 to Yano. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the left-hander. As Keller holds set, here comes the pitch. Fastball down. Nice block there by the catcher Oshiro. It keeps it in front. Keeps the runner Akiyama at bay at first base. Just thinking about Akiyama, he's got 5 stolen bases this year. He really doesn't run like he used to. He used to be a serious base stealing threat. But as you get older, you generally slow down, and that's kind of where he is right now. He is slowing down in his ways. So here comes the pitch as Keller delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over toward the line, underneath it, and making the catch is Okoye, and that is going to do it as Yano was gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Carp in inning number 7. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Check that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no 1 runner left the board. We got 7 complete in the books. Your score is the Giants 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. Inning number 8 just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody.
guys, Steve come back at you again. Steve Rademacher, that is. And during this intermission, let's open up a package of Garbage Pail Kids Series 4 Chrome, shall we? See what we get, then we'll come right back to the game with Freddie. Oh, very nice. I got a Ruptured Rupert. Very nice. We have a Jules Brooks to go right along with everyone's favorite Death Jeff. Sorry about the glare, but that's what Chrome do. We did get a Mosquito. You know, that's Wisconsin State bird right there. And the cracked ice is a Pinned Penny. Gotta love Garbage Pail Kids. Gotta love Freddie. Gotta love baseball. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. The Giants are coming to bat here in inning number 8, and they've got themselves a 3-0 lead. We will have there are a couple of changes in the batting order that are forthcoming, as it'll be the third baseman, Dai Masuda, who is coming up to bat here first. This will be his first at bat tonight, as he had replaced Coco Montez in the lineup. So Dai Masuda. Then it'll be Oshiro and then Asano, the hitters, to come up to bat. We're just getting confirmation if there is a pitching change or if Hori is still in. And we'll take a look here. But it does look like we do have a pitching change, as the Carp have gone back to the bullpen again. It's going to be Takumi Kurohara, left-hander, on in relief. And so the first pitch here delivered to Masuda on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Pitcher used by the Carp, it is pitcher number 4 here. Used this evening by the Carp after the start by Dakota. Breaking ball misses down. Count now goes to 1-1. So us just making our notes here as Kurohara has taken over, as he kicks and delivers a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Masuda. As we said, Masuda, lifetime career 160 batter, entering the season here this year. As Masuda is getting the action here tonight, he has spent his entire career with the Giants, and he checks his swing and he hits a grounder back to the pitcher, fielded by Kurohara, who throws to first. That is going to be a ground out, 1-3 for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. So for the Giants, for this fella here, just to finish off with Masuda, on the season he was batting 182. This year, 4 for 22. Not quite what you're looking for off the bench, but that's now going to bring up the catcher, Takumi Oshiro. Oshiro tonight is officially 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also grounded out and flown out, as the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the lefty ready to go again, he rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and he delivers. And it's a fastball that just misses down low, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we said, we expect a full-on pitching bullpen parade for both of these teams now that we're into the latter part of the ball game, as the lefty kicks and fires. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Our friend Spooky Vibe says, are we going to see another run this game? I think we've had opportunities that have been squandered so far, as there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1. If you're still with us there, Spooky. I think the runs here have been at a premium, and I didn't even think we were going to see the runs when we did see them. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher up the middle. Oh, what a great play by Yano. He does a 360 behind the bag at second base, fires to first, and Oshiro's going to be retired on a ground out 6-3. We keep making plays like that. We may not see another run the rest of the week. What a play by Yano. if you're on Instagram, I'm not sure if the Carp do anything official like the Pacific League does, but that replay right there, an absolutely fantastic, spectacular, athletic play by the shortstop of the Carp to be able to retire Oshino. Oshino's going to feel snake bitten on that one. That brings Asano up to the plate, and it's a slow breaking ball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Asano's 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and a double in his 3 trips. As the lefty rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. You got to say that Asano is probably the changing of the guard at shortstop, or at least in the middle infield. Masaya Yano. Kosuke Tanaka, and what do you think of Kikuchi for a long time being the middle of the Carp infield, getting a little long in the tooth. There's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. That last pitch was at 95 miles an hour. Count 2 balls and 1 strike to Asano. There is action in the bullpen of the Giants. They got a big left-hander up. We'll have to see if Kyle Keller's night will be done with only 1 inning of work. Here's the offering. Pitch is a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count now is 2-2 to Asano. Asano is a fire plug. I'm not sure what they list him height-wise, but when I saw him in person, I thought he was about 5'8". Very stocky in the lower half, powerful. Just a youngster. It's his 2nd year with the Giants at the NPB level. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. This ball could be trouble if it gets down fair, but it's not. It's going to just slice foul. And the count remains at 2-2. I got the chance to see him in his rookie year last year. I also saw him this year hit a home run against the Swallows. But I saw him in his rookie year last year, and there was a big buzz around the Tokyo Dome when he had come to bat. A lot of people were really, really excited to see him be able to play. It was pretty cool. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I guess he had some big moments in his high school career. But I have to tell you, I don't really follow the Koshin tournament like other folks do. It's a little beyond my scope and my pay grade. I know a little bit of stuff that goes on. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As it's on its way, it is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. Racing over and with room in foul territory to make the catch is Noma, and that is going to do it. As the Giants will go 1-2-3 here in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. Your score is the Giants 3 and the Carp nothing. If the Carp are going to make a comeback, this is about the time they're going to have to do it. They got to find a way to get themselves some runs. We'll be back in just a bit, everybody. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. This musical timeout. We'll be right back in a few. Well, we've got a score line of 3-0. Will we have more runs? Well, we're not sure about that. This game here has been pretty tight all throughout the night, except for 1 inning that got away from the Carp. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as it's going to be Alberto Baldonado coming on in relief. The big left-handed Panamanian is coming out of the bullpen to pitch here for the Giants. So Baldonado on in relief here for Yomiuri in their half of the inning. The big fella, the 31-year-old, he made his professional debut for the Washington Nationals back in 2021. He was not exactly the most prolific at that level. No wins, one loss. He had an 8.44 ERA for the Nats in his career. As the pitch is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. It is Noma, Kazono, and Sakakura here to face the left-hander Baldonado. But the big fella kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Crowd is still in good form here for the Carp. But we have to tell you that they're starting to run out of outs. They've got 6 outs left to play with, and they've got to be able to cash 3 runs. Breaking ball misses inside, and it backs the hitter Noma off the plate. The count now goes to 2-1. Outside of the 1 inning, there has been some traffic on the base paths, but there's really nothing that has suggested a major threat. Fastball swung on this ball is lined right to the glove of the third baseman, and a nice catch there by Masuda, who is going to retire Noma for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Kaito Kazono. And I think if you're a Carp fan, the disappointing thing is you've lost the first 2 games of the series. You're facing a potential loss here as you're starting to run out of outs. And you've gone from basically being a game back to where you're going to be 4 back. And you're now in jeopardy as you're in the 3rd spot in the playoff race, as the Bay Stars will gain ground without even playing a game. First pitch is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Kazono tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. So Baldonado coming in here, throwing his strikes. Crowd is cheering Kazono on, trying to will the Carp, as there's a fastball that misses up and in, and it backs Kazono off the plate. I got to tell you, Kazono looks very uncomfortable here facing the left-hander Baldonado. Baldonado, just the way he throws and he pitches, kind of spooking out the batter here. So left-hander against the left-hander as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. Kazono waggling the bat. Ready here on the offering from the lefty, who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped softly over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Yoshikawa, who throws to first. That will retire Kazono on a ground out 4-3. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Shogo Sakakura. Well, for Sakakura, he is officially 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also walked, as he bats here from the left side against the left-handed throwing Baldonado. The big fella kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And you can overmatch some of the Japanese players, but how do you face against the North Americans and the Latin players? There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. I can see why Baldonado probably is over in Japan. He throws hard. I don't know if I really like the movement on his pitches. He's got a rather flat fastball. Big league hitters will make you pay. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul down the left field line. Count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, a reminder, tomorrow night we'll be back on the airwaves again. It'll be Buffaloes and Hawks, as we will give that one a shot tomorrow night. We did take a look earlier on to see who the starters would be. And it was, I believe, Shinpita Yamashita is going to be going for the Buffaloes. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and Kohei Arihara for the Hawks. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now it is to Sakakura. So the makings of a good pitching matchup. As we said, the Giants will move on to play the Swallows at the Jingu. Bay Stars will host the Dragons. They've got to get some wins there against the team out of the playoffs. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count now goes to 2-2 on Sakakura. And our friend Jeremy asked early on, is there a good playoff matchup? Well, yeah, probably tomorrow would be the 2-3 battle between the Tigers and the Carp. So a Tiger-Carp matchup would be a whole lot of excitement. Obviously, the Carp, with the loss tonight, will slip into 3rd place behind the Tigers, and the Tigers will move ahead of them without even playing a game. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Sakakura. So the big fella here, Baldonado, got the first 2 out. The hardest out sometimes is that 3rd out, and that's where we are looking at right now. And here comes the offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. Count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sakakura. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shota Dobiashi waiting on deck. Nobody on here. As we said, the Carp are down to their final 4 outs. Looking to try to get themselves a run in here. Here comes the pitch. 3-2 on the way. Fastball swung on. This is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Moving over to get it is Okoye. So a 2-out single here by Sakakura. That is going to bring Shota Dobiashi to the plate, who is officially 1 for 2 tonight. So Dobiashi is got a single in his 2 trips. He's also walked. So they have a little bit of life to the Carp. As the crowd finally have something to cheer about. So Baldonado got the first 2 outs. Now he's got to try to figure out a way to get the 3rd out of the inning. The Carp, of course, looking with some life here, trying to get themselves some runs on the board. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. And one would think we're going to see Ticey in the final inning, the closer for the Giants, one would have to expect. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shota Dobiashi. On deck is Shota Sekene. He would love to be able to come to bat as that fastball misses up and away, and the count is 2-1 with a couple of ducks on the pond. So I think this is the big at bat right here. If you can be able to get the Prince of Hiroshima, then it will be easy pickings. But if not, then you've got yourself a problem. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-1. It was Sekene looning on deck. He presents the tying run to come to the plate. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is, as the right-handed hitting Dobiashi waiting here on the lefty Baldonado. Here comes the 3-1. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded foul over on the 3rd base side, and now the count runs full to Dobiashi. So one would have to think this is going to be a fastball coming right down the chute. You want to be able to get Dobiashi to be able to put the ball in play. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Lefty holds set, now delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base side. Runner was in motion with the full count and 2 outs, so Sakakura will be on the move. Be curious to see if they would consider throwing over here. I'm not sure what kind of move Baldonado has. We saw that quite a bit in yesterday's ball game. Ozeki would throw over 3-2 on a regular basis. So here comes the pitch. Fastball that is swung on and it is lifted foul into the seats. The count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tobiyashi presenting quite the battle here. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. And now they got themselves a little bit of trouble going on here as Baldonado has walked Tobiyashi. It's going to bring Sekine to the plate. And all of this excitement has happened with 2 out. As the Tokyo or Yomiuri Giants, the Tokyo-based team, are in discussions as far as what they're going to do here. The manager, Abe, is coming in, and he's signaled for a lefty, but I'm not sure if they're going to be making a double switch here or not. He's coming out to the home plate umpire to explain where he wants his changes. I have a feeling we're going to see probably a pitching change and also probably a positional change. And if that is the case, then you can probably anticipate that that's what's going to be. It looks like Asano is coming out of the game. So the right fielder is going to be making his way in. And I have a feeling that's going to be the end of the night for Baldonado. The manager is out with the interpreter, and so his night is done. So we got a pitching change on our hands here. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. We'll get you all that information in a moment. It looks like the closer, Ticey, is coming in a little bit early, but hang tight. We'll be right back in just a few.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt. And we do have a substitution. It'll be a double substitution. So we're going to try to get you that here in just a moment. As they had taken out the right fielder, Asano, and they have brought in the closer. And it looks like after all the changes, so where is Ticey going to be pitching here? We just got to figure out where that is. He's going to be going into the 7th spot in the batting order. So that was once occupied by Asano. Yuasa is at third base. He is in the 9-hole spot. And they've moved Masuda back to left. And they've got Yoshihiro Maru in right. And it looks like Okoye in center. I think that is the final move. So here we go. We're back to the live action as Ticey ready to deliver. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that's down, but the batter, Sekine, couldn't hold up his swing, and the count is quickly 0-1. Sekine tonight 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play and struck out twice. Carp looking to will their team on to a victory, or at least to get a run here. Pitch on the way. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So the manager, Abe, trying to pull all the strings here. as he is looking on. No balls and 2 strikes. Sekine is in the hole. Here's the pitch. And that pitch is down in the dirt. It squirts away from the catcher, Oshiro, down to third. Oh, a nice piece of heads-up base running on the wild pitch there by Sakakura, as he is going to slide in. That's actually a gutsy decision. As he advances, the runner at first, Dobayashi, still stayed at first. They fired down to third, but they weren't able to get the catcher advancing. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Sekine. Also interesting here that they brought the closer in the 8th inning to seal the deal. An important high leverage position right here, and the catcher Oshiro goes out and gives a 1st and 3rd signal to the defense. So here we go, back to the live action again. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball that misses down in the dirt. And the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sekine. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Taisi is gone to the rosin bag. He loads himself up with rosin as our friend Soshi Togo looks on from the dugout. For those who are Giant fans, here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. If this ball is fair, it's going to be trouble, and it just slices foul. The count remains at 2-2. Sekine got a fastball that he liked that stayed up in the zone, and he was able to hammer it the other way. He just couldn't keep it in fair territory. This is the most excitement that the Carp fans have had all night, as they're getting down into the deep water here in Hiroshima. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Taisi holds set. Now he pitches. Fastball swung on, and it's fought off and lifted into the seats over on the first base side, and the count remains at 2-2 to Sekine. Ryusuke Kikuchi waits his turn on deck. Should Sekine keep this inning alive? 6 pitches already thrown here by Taisi. High leverage spot here for the Giants and for their closer, who's come in here in the 8th inning. So here we go back to the action as the right-hander works himself to the set. Here comes the 2-2. Kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on his top, bounced slowly over to the pitcher up the first base line. He fields it underhand, flips to first, and Sekine's gone on a ground out 1-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it here for the Carp in inning number 8. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. Your score as we move to the top of the 9th. It's the Giants 3 and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with inning number 9 when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. The top of the 9th is just around the corner. Hang with us, everybody. It is 3-0 Giants over the Carp. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Dai Yuasa. Then the top of the order, it'll be Louis Okoye. And then it'll be Yoshihiro Maru, who is coming in to bat here in the 9th inning. So those will be the hitters. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 spots in the batting order. As we said, they pulled the double switch. And it was the pitcher spot, which would be the pitcher Taishi would actually go into the 7th spot in the batting order. He replaced Asano, who had himself a decent ball game here tonight. So the old double switch, that's what you got to like about baseball is, especially when they had with the pitchers hitting, this is where the managers get to manage. It's a more difficult game. It's a tactical game. And you have to know when to make your double substitutions because that way it allows the pitcher, rather than you're straight up, the pitcher will come up at a different spot in the batting order. But that is where we're at here as we are moving to the top of inning number 9. So Katawaki coming to the plate. And the Carp at their end of things, as they have a right-hander on the hill, as the first pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike. This is Daisuke Moriura, who was on the hill here. He is taking over now. He is going to be the 5th pitcher used tonight. So Moriua on the hill here, deliver that first pitch strike to Katawaki. Here's the pitch. There's a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count is 1-1. So Moriura on in relief. Right-hander here gets the sign from his catcher. And now he's ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Appreciate everybody who's come in tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. We've had ourselves at times a decent crowd tonight for a midweek affair, and there was a breaking ball taken for a called strike. You can see Katawaki wanted that one back. He knew he missed that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. NPB baseball, Giants and Carp, as the right-hander kicks and delivers, and Moriura delivers a fastball that swung on and just tapped foul behind home plate, and the battle will continue between him and Katawaki. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. When the Carp come to bat in their half of the inning, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters that will come to bat. The Giants here are trying to get some insurance. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on, lifted into left field. It's going to get down in front of the left fielder, Sekene. Katawaki aboard with a leadoff single here in the 9th. And that is going to bring up Dai Yuasa to the plate. And our friend Ken is still listening quietly in the background. We appreciate you hanging in here with us tonight. And everybody else who has joined us as well this evening. So Yuasa is the runner, or check that, Katawaki, the runner at first. Yuasa now at the plate. He's already squaring to bunt. Instead, they fire over to first base, and diving back is Katawaki. It'll be the top of the order of Okoye and Maru here to follow. The closer, Taishi, had come in to have to bail out his teammate Baldonado. There's a ball that's bunted. It's down the third base line, leaping and making the catch in foul territory. What a great play by Kazono. Holy man. Unbelievable. The ball was bunted foul off the bat of Yuasa. The diving catch in foul territory by the third baseman Kazono has retired the hitter of the Giants. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Okoye with 1 gone. That is some pretty stellar defense exhibited here by the Carp. But they're still not out of the woods. You've got Okoye coming to bat. He is officially 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice, flown to left, and he has had a sacrifice bunt. And he's squaring to bunt as well. So let's see what happens here. Here comes the pitch. He bunts. It's not a very good one. Pops it up down the first base line. And Shota Dobayashi makes the catch. So back-to-back bunt attempts. And the fundamental skills that the Japanese players, or at least the Japanese league, prides itself upon, certainly not here on display in this one, as 2 pop-outs have got the Giants now with 2 quick outs. That'll bring up the right fielder Yoshihiro Maru. Unbelievable. As the manager, Abe, looks on, he can't believe what he's witnessing. So Maru strides in. This is technically his first at bat of the evening, as he is in the spot once occupied by Hayato Sakamoto. They throw over to first, and diving back in time is Kadawaki. So 2 gone here in the 9th. The runner at first, Kadawaki, led the inning off with a single. 2 sacrifice attempts were not successful in moving over into scoring position. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, and the count now is 1-0 to Maru. As we said, a loss here tonight for the Carp will drop them into 3rd place, with the game between the Bay Stars and the Tigers being rained out. That will change the dynamics of the Central League. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down. 2 balls and no strikes. It was a nice block there by Sakakura. The runner at first held his ground. So 2 balls and no strikes to Amaru. Maru gets himself back in. He's got an open stance. He holds his bat around his ears, and there's a pitch swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run by Maru, a 2-run shot, and that is going to extend the lead to 5-0. I didn't expect that. Oh, my goodness. Yoshihiro Maru, with his first at bat of the evening, has extended the lead for the Giants. Kadawaki scores. And there comes Maru around with his first at-bat of the evening as he hammers that one into the seats in right center field. And 2 runs scored here, and the score now is 5-0 for the Giants. That pitch was a fastball that was about thigh high. And Maru made no doubt about it as he deposits that one into the right center field seats. So a little bit of insurance and a lot more breathing room here for the Giants in this one. As the right-hander Moriura delivers a first pitch fastball to Yoshikawa that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So for those of you who are Giant fans listening in, the Giants are making a statement here as they are really wanting to be on their way back to the Japan series. There's a split finger pitch swung on. It's grounded over to first. Fielded neatly by Dobayashi. He flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1 for the 3rd out of the inning. But damage has been done here for the Giants in the 9th inning. A 2-run shot by Yoshihiro Maru. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left the board. 5-0 is your score. We're moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a bit with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters slated to come to bat here in inning number 9 for the Carp. That means it'll be Kikuchi, the pitcher's spot in the batting order, and the top of the order, Akiyama. Of course, we would expect that there will be a pinch hitter for the pitcher when they do come to bat. Ticey is still in the ball game as he came in the 8th inning. And he will be looking here to get the final 3 outs here for the Giants in inning number 9. So he has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action as he gets himself the baseball and he's getting himself into the spot ready to go. He goes to the rosin bag. And now he is ready to go here. So Kikuchi to lead it off as the Carp trying to get themselves some sort of base runner. There was a first pitch fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kikuchi tonight officially 0 for 2. He was intentionally walked in the 2nd inning. He had struck out and grounded out his other 2 trips. As Ticey kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Moving over underneath it is Okoye, and he's going to make the catch. And Kikuchi is gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. As we said, that is going to bring up a pinch hitter in this situation. We'll have to see who the Carp are going to enlist. I say the pinch hitter because it was supposed to be the pitcher's spot, but no need for the pitcher to bat here. You've got hitters potentially coming off the bench. And so here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. We're trying to get caught up on the number here. It looks like it is number 40. That is Yoshitaka Isamura. So Isamura here getting a chance to pinch hit. And he takes a breaking ball for called strike, and he is in the hole quickly at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yoshitaka Isamura. There's a split finger pitch swung on, and he is gone on 3 quick pitches. So as quickly as he comes to the plate, Yoshitaka Isamura is gone on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning, and now that's going to bring up the top of the order and Shogo Akiyama. Well, for Akiyama, he is 1 for 4 tonight. He's got a single and 4 trips, so now the Carp are down to their final out. Giants enjoying a 5-0 lead. The first pitch is a split finger pitch that goes all the way to the backstop, and the count is 1-0 to Akiyama. Trying to finish this game off with a shutout. As the right-hander rocks himself into the windup, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and line foul into the netting down the left field line, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shogo Akiyama. Giants giving themselves some cushion in first place down the Central as that fastball is lifted down the left field line. Foul as it reaches the seats, and the count now is 1-2. It's now down to their final strike are the Carp. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Ticey rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Akiyama's in the books. That's out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 9th inning as the Carp go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. A shutout here for the Giants and a sweep of the series in Hiroshima as the Carp now have slid back into 3rd place in the race in the Central League. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back to wrap it up here in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. A quick rundown on this one here. The scoring came in bunches and only in a couple innings. In the third inning, the Giants got things going with Shogo Asano leading off with a double. He came around to score when Makoto Katawaki tried to bunt a ball down the third baseline. And what had happened was, as the pitcher Hiroki Takota had fielded it, took a look at third, and then jump pivot through to first. He made a wild throw, and Asano came all the way around from second to score. That gave the Giants a 1-0 lead. Up stepped, after a sacrifice bunt, moved Katawaki over to second. Louis Okoye then struck out. Up stepped Hayato Sakamoto, and he drove home Katawaki with the second run of the inning with an RBI single. And then after a walk to Naoki Yoshikawa, up stepped Kaz Okamoto, and he singled home Sakamoto with the third run of the inning to give the Giants a 3-0 lead. Well, that's where it stood until the ninth inning, and a leadoff single by Katawaki. And with a couple out, up stepped Yoshihiro Maru, who came on late in the ballgame as a defensive replacement. He deposited a 2-run shot into the right center field seats. That extended the lead to 5-0, and the Giants go on to win with that final score of 5-0. The win goes to Soshi Togo. He goes to 11-7 on the year. Hiroki Takota takes the loss. He drops to 11-6. Just quickly around the NPB, the other games in the Central League tonight still going on underway. It is a 6-4 lead for the Swallows over the Dragons. That's in the top of the seventh inning. The game at the Cochin Stadium tonight between the Tigers and the Bay Stars was washed out. And the other game that is going on over in the Pacific League in the bottom of the ninth inning, the Eagles have a 7-3 lead over the Lions as they need all the victories that they can get. Once again, everybody, appreciate you guys for hanging in and listening in with us here tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. It is going to be the Hawks and the Buffaloes. Hopefully you guys can make it in here with us. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on the flip side.